Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Gridiron Gals podcast. I'm Rita, the NFL chick.
And hey, everybody, it's Chelsea, aka Chelsea's Right.
We are moving forward very, very fast. College football, Final Four is set. We'll talk about that later, Charles, because it's a lot of controversy surrounding your Alabama Crimson Tide. And we'll get into that in a second. But of course, this is NFL week 14. Week
Mhm.
14 out of 18, y'all. So we are at the final stretch of
Yep.
the regular season for the NFL. So obviously, the biggest news, Charles, was Philadelphia Eagles getting skull dragged by the San Francisco 49ers. And Eagles fans ain't taking it too well. Now, listen, I don't dislike the Eagles. You do as a Cowboys fan, so
Yes, I do.
I'm sure
Yes,
you enjoyed that
quite
thoroughly.
certainly. Quite
Um,
certainly.
I don't have a dog in the fight, but this was an interesting matchup because so much talk has been between the two teams, the two fan bases. Clearly, they don't like each other. Clearly,
Mhm.
they had some beef, and clearly, San Francisco had that game circled on their calendar when
I
the
had no
schedule came
idea.
out. I
I had
mean,
no idea. That is a burgeoning rivalry right there. I had no idea there was so much smoke between those two. I wish that they had just collided on the field and blew up in the middle of the field. But, but then I caught myself in the middle of the ping pong match. I'm like, oh, y'all gonna fight for real. But hey,
as
it
a
is what it
Cowboys
is.
fan, how did that feel for you? Like, because obviously, we know what happened in the first in the game against the Cowboys, and they had the
Tell me
"fuck
something
Dallas"
about
shirts on and stuff. But then, obviously, the Eagles is your direct division rival and one of your biggest rivals. So, what's it like to watch a game like that?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was actually shocked, and I picked the Eagles last week. So imagine my surprise when I saw. But you could tell very early in the game which way it was going. I think who is the people? San Francisco had a rough that first drive, kind of got away from them, but after that, boy, they was just steamrolling, and I was just like, it really was just like, well, who's going to stop San Francisco? Like looking like this. I mean, you would think that the only people that could stop them is the Eagles, but the Eagles could not stop them. Nosebleed. So I don't know if it was that the Eagles was just one of those days. And you know how football teams, sometimes it's just one of those days. Hey, Cowboys fans, we have just one of those days. We don't have plenty of them. So I don't know if it's that or if there is a significant mismatch in skill that happened on that day. So I really can't tell. I know that the Eagles went out and got Shaq Leonard from the Colts,
Yeah,
and
because
to beef
they
up
had
their
to,
defense,
baby.
and they had to. But then I'm just like, well, hey, if he that good, why they get rid of him? So I know he's had some injuries. I know he has a lot of potential. Like I already know all the say, hey, y'all don't come for me. I know he has potential, but also the Colts got rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but anyway, I did not think that I would see these Eagles get blown out. That was very, very surprising to the point where I was like, well, damn, it doesn't even feel right making fun of y'all as much as I want to. And as much as y'all made fun of us, and the score was pretty not too off from how bad they beat us. I mean, they beat the shit out of us and they beat the shit out of y'all. So we all even right there. But even more importantly, because the Cowboys won that game, that Thursday night game against Seattle, now this upcoming game is really important.
Mm-hmm.
And being one game behind the Eagles is something that I did not think I would see. I mean, I'm optimistic, but I'm cautiously optimistic. And I was just like, hey,
For
we
sure.
we got that wild card Scott. I mean, when you're chasing a team that is that good by two games. I mean, you just make sure that you can maintain that wild card spot. But now, I mean, hey, I mean, the big prize is home field advantage. And for the Cowboys, we got 13 straight home games that they've won. So clearly, which is, I don't know if you all remember back in the day, Cowboys had the worst home field advantage. Like we were way better on the road team. So having that is something that I think is remarkable, being great at home, and being able to have home field advantage and keep your players in one place for the playoffs is highly coveted. So now we got something else to work for, So it's not just
Yeah.
beating the Eagles. We can beat the Eagles, but beat the Eagles and then we even. We gotta beat them and keep winning out. You know, it's not just beating them and then we just go home. It's a lot of work to do. It's a lot of work to do, and the Eagles ain't giving up. They're not
Nick,
giving up. They were embarrassed. They are not going to come back and get embarrassed again. They got the biggest chip on their shoulder. They all sensitive.
yeah.
So they got the biggest chip on their shoulder anyway. So it should be a fun weekend for
Nick
y'all,
Bosa
not for
said Nick Bosa said that they believe that they had the blueprint for stopping Jalen Hurts, and that Dallas, if they want to win the game, y'all need to watch the film. That's his words, not mine. I'm just repeating. I'm just the messenger.
Well, I'm
So
gonna tell you what, them scouts and everybody for Dallas was looking like this. They was out there on their Bill Belichick. I'm gonna look right at your playbook, boy. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, look, the Cowboys only lost by 5 points the last time, and it was on a holding call or a misstep, something on 4th and goal, something ridiculous. So, like, it's not like we can't keep up with them.
Yeah,
but it's about
sure.
to get real interesting.
Charles thinks that there was some justice for Big Dom. Would you like to explain why there was justice for
No,
Big Dom?
I don't know if there is. I don't know if there is or if there should be. So if y'all didn't see what happened, and Rita, you have to. I can't remember which player it was, but there was a kerfuffle on the sideline where the Eagles had a security. They call him Big Dom. Okay. Great big Italian dude, right? He got in between the players and this
Greenlaw, Drake
Greenlaw,
Greenlaw was
yes,
the
that's
player.
right. Greenlaw, it was Greenlaw, yes. So they got in between them, and I guess I don't know if he pushed his hand on his chest. He pushed in between them. Now, I didn't think he didn't grab him up, but he pushed in between them. And Greenlaw, retaliated back, and it looked like he put his finger in Big Dom's face or whatever. Everybody got all in their feelings. Greenlaw is disqualified, and Big Dom, the head of security, he gets out of there. So, I mean, I think that there is talks that maybe something will happen with Big Dom. Like, I don't know if he's going to get suspended, lose his job or whatever. That would be unfortunate. But I've been listening this week. I was listening to Pat McAfee talk about it, like how he's met him before, and he's a massive guy, but he's like a gentle giant or whatever. So it's basically the 49ers don't believe that anybody should be touching players. The Eagles are like, hey, he was trying to protect the people he was supposed to be protecting. Now Big Dom is out the game. Sirianni got to walk across the field by himself, and I don't know, he might get jumped on the field. I don't know what they was talking about. But I think everybody on both sides is being too sensitive about it. But I don't think the man should lose his job. I don't know if that's real, if that's a rumor, but that man should not lose his job or be reprimanded. Listen, he got put out of the game. That is almost getting sent home for the day. I think that be it. So that's what I mean by justice for Big Dom. Leave Big Dom alone, and everybody. And Greenlaw should be able to play again. He shouldn't be fine. It was just a little kerfuffle on the sideline, and I think that everybody on both sides is being way too fucking sensitive about it. Like, please,
Yeah.
And so, but they say they was like, well, yeah, how significant is Big Dom? Because after Big Dom got put out, everything went downhill for the Eagles.
Well, you're gonna need Big Dom next week, Eagles fans. Hey, so there is that, or this weekend, I should say. Speaking of teams that have been not looking the best lately, Kansas City looking funny in the light. It's funny because everybody picked the Chiefs to beat Green Bay on the Sunday night football broadcast, every single person. And while I'm sure we did, I'm sure we picked the Chiefs. I think on Sunday, I started to change how I felt about that. And I say that because I felt like Jordan Love has played really well to the point where maybe we're not giving him enough credit for what he's done, and he's at home. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, I'm not really sure if I'm loving the idea of Kansas City winning in Green Bay. And lo and behold, Kansas City goes in there, and there was some controversy. Obviously, there was controversy that went for the Chiefs, controversy that went against the Chiefs. But ultimately, Green Bay found their way towards a win. That pass interference or that non-call pass interference, though, Charles, really absolutely is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Look, as much as hey, as a Ravens fan, I was like, hey, I'm glad they didn't call it. However,
We don't like to see
he
bad
put the man in
calls
the
like
headlock.
yeah. Hey, at this point, I just don't understand what constitutes a foul in NFL football anymore. I
We
don't
have
know.
no
I
idea.
don't know what's going on. I don't know.
None. My
I mean,
favorite
you see
thing.
the headlock, you got them in the headlock, or if you touch them on your shoulder, then you get a flag. I don't know what the criterion is, but I did hear that the NFL is finally listening after all of these years, and that they are considering having the refs be full time and all of that kind of stuff.
That's not going to change anything.
I don't think that's going to change anything either. Well, I think that it all depends on making them full time is not the only thing you need to do.
Correct. I agree.
That's basically, I mean, it would have to be a lot of training.
Yeah. And because you can't sit there and tell me that a man that puts a man in a headlock is okay, but Patrick Mahomes getting elbow butted out of bounds, which he was still in bounds trying to get the first down, is a personal foul. Like, you can't, both things can't be true here. When
Right.
you got to call that pass interference and you got to let them play football right there. He's literally still in bounds, and but this is the thing. Certain quarterbacks get certain calls, and that's going to always be the case. Patrick Mahomes is the poster child of the NFL, whether he likes it or not. But ultimately, he is, and they're going to try to protect these players, even though, so is he supposed to just let them get the first down? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what the refs be doing out there. They don't understand what they be doing out there. The problem is nobody comes to see you, Otis, and y'all continue to put yourselves on the big damn jumbo screen when we're just trying to watch actual football. We don't give a fuck about y'all. We don't care. We want to see the fucking product, not you.
That's crazy.
I'm over it. So Kansas City is in trouble. They are currently the 3rd seed in the AFC. They lost their number 1 seed spot after the Dolphins. After the loss, they lost their seeding. The Dolphins currently have the number 1 seed, and the Ravens are behind them. So the Chiefs are now the number 3 seed in the AFC. What do you think? You think that they can still make another run, Chels?
I mean, they've done it every other year. I mean, it's hard for me to cross them out. It's just hard for me to do it. I mean, with the many times that they've won their division, the many times that they've won the AFC, like, it's hard for me to cancel them out. So I Big Red will pull it out as his stocking or whatever he got. What does Santa Claus have? Stocking?
Santa Claus, yeah.
Hey, the satchel. He'll pull it out somehow. He'll pull it out somehow.
So that's where we are. The Chiefs are going to find. Look, they got Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. They're not going to die. They're going to continue to be annoying and continue to find a way to be in the playoff conversation. Another team that will continue to be annoying and find a way in the playoff conversation is the Cincinnati Bengals. I think that people thought that Joe Burrow meant that the Bengals were essentially going to be out of it, right? But Here comes Jake Browning. If you never heard of the guy, just Google or go to YouTube and look up Jake Browning, Washington. You'll get an idea of what he did when he played there. Comes in, goes to Jacksonville, beats the Jags in overtime. And look, Charles, that offense is so loaded with talent because T. Higgins found his way back, even though and Tyler Boyd, I don't know who the hell he was throwing to when he tried to do that. Like, what the fuck was that?
I didn't know what was going to do. Trying to be cute. What y'all doing out there?
That was not the place at the
time. And I was confused because I didn't even know Tyler. I didn't even know that was Tyler Boyd that did that. And I was like, what the hell is Jake doing? And I said, well, wait a minute. That's not him. What's going on, y'all?
Right.
Stop with
so
the stuff.
a mess, but Jake Browning had a really good night, only 5 incompletions, over 300 yards. I mean, he balled. So, I think a lot of us thought that the Bengals were going to lose their steam. And while their defense isn't really that good, offensively, it feels like they're just going to continue trending because the drop off for quarterback is not as great as many of us thought it would be.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I what listening to Jake after that, he was like, hey, I had a really good game tonight. I like that. Yes, you did, young man. You had a really good game. You got some big ass shoes to fill too. And there is a lot riding on you for the rest of the season because those Bengals fans have been looking forward to getting back to where they were since last season. So he has a lot on him. But it seems like, he seems to be pretty likable and everything. So I mean, that's a good gel for the team. So hey, they ain't out of it.
Yep, facts. So, I'd love to put the Bengals out of the picture, but currently they are still in the playoff race, unfortunately. Even though Joe Burrow is done for the season, currently in terms of the playoffs, they're not. I apologize. Cleveland and Indianapolis are currently with Pittsburgh. They're currently the final 3 seeds outside of the division winners.
Okay.
But Cincinnati they're just not far behind. You know what I'm saying? They're tied with Denver for number 5 behind the Houston Texans. So that is going to be very interesting to see how they go down the stretch. And when you look at their schedule, they play the Colts, they play Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Kansas City, and Cleveland. Hard. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Hard.
But it also depends on how everybody else is playing. So
yep. Valid. So there's
this
that.
is the time when your team, what your team does is important, and what everybody else does is important.
Absolutely. So
you're starting to look at people outside of your division, but in the same conference, and you start looking at that. So hey, they may be able to squeak it on in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the Texans thought that they could squeak something in there, but something happened today, Chels. Something happened. Trevor Lawrence was seen at practice after suffering a high ankle sprain. Now we all saw it. It looked bad. That he didn't break it. He was considered to have a high ankle sprain. And then on Thursday's practice, he is out there throwing the football. Now he didn't complete all the drills. He didn't do everything. So I don't know what that means, but apparently he is trying to set himself up to play this weekend's game. So if you thought that Trevor Lawrence was out, yes, you Ravens fans, because you play them next weekend, I don't know. It looks like he about to pull a Patrick Mahomes out of his ass somewhere and find a way to play some football. I just want y'all to know, don't get too comfortable because I seen it with my own eyes. I seen it. He was practicing.
I'm actually shocked. I did not know that. Hey, a high ankle sprain, it hurts, man.
A high ankle sprain is very close to a fracture as well, and sometimes can be. Yeah, and he was out there. I seen it. Seen it with my own eyes.
I don't know if that's but you know what? They get that funny little shot and stuff, and they get a different type of physical therapy than we get. So I can't think about it in layman's terms. But damn, all right, that man said, "Oh, you fought."
Right.
I'm about to jump on out of here. I'm about to peg leg this thing on out.
Not peg leg, baby. So he about the one leg Willie his way out there. Hey, whatever floats your boat. I didn't think Beathard played terrible, in his place, but ultimately, Trevor Lawrence Sunshine is the star of that team in that state. So
I did not get all the way up here to win 8 games to be no.
He ain't letting it happen, child. So he is playing. Damn. Well, he's practicing. At minimum, he is practicing, and he's trying to set himself up to play Sunday's game against the Browns in Cleveland. So take that however you like. Good luck, sunshine. We'll see how they go. Because as mentioned, they're only up one game against the Texans. So they know
Yeah,
what's at stake right now. They have to find a way to, that loss hurt them, obviously.
yeah.
But they have to find a way to keep, trying to stay ahead, because that loss only put them one game ahead of the Texans, who
And
has
that
played
probably is the reason why he came back, because two games
absolutely.
ahead would have given him a little bit. And I think it's the Texans and the Colts. I think the Texans and the Colts got the same record. So he's, he
They
has a
do.
competitive vision.
Yes.
He has
The
a
Texans and the
competitive
Colts do
vision.
have the same record.
Yeah. So, ooh, sunshine.
It got spicy. Who thought that the Colts was in the damn AFC picture? Like, how and why? I don't even know how they're there, quite frankly, Chels. I
Me
have
neither.
no idea.
And it's still Gardner Minshew, right?
Yes, because Anthony Richardson is out for the year. Yes.
It's out. Yeah, but I didn't remember if someone else came in before
Well, not
Gardner
to my
Minshew.
knowledge, not that I can remember. They
Yeah,
haven't.
yeah,
But this is how
maybe.
I
Yeah.
haven't paid
I'm gonna be honest, I
attention.
have not been paying very close attention to the Colts. So
This is
even
what
when
we're
I looked at,
saying.
yeah, even though I looked, and that's why, because I was like, but even when I looked it up and I saw that they are that close, I was like, whoa, that division is tight, baby. Uh-oh.
I would much rather the Texans get in. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm not interested in seeing the Colts with Gardner Minshew in the playoffs. Please leave us alone. I would like to be left alone. Thank you. So football gods, if you're listening, put the Houston Texans in. Find a way.
That
Okay.
would be something, right?
Because I
That'd
definitely
be,
didn't think that they would win more than 6 games this year. And here they are, 7-5.
that would be something for D'Amico.
So D'Amico, CJ, they've been balling. Now they
Yeah.
lose Tank Dell. They lost Tank Dell. So that's going to
Okay.
be problematic for them moving forward. But I still would rather see CJ Stroud play football than Gardner Minshew. I'm sorry. Not really sorry at all, actually. Not sorry.
Okay.
There we go. All right. So, with that said, Chels, it is week 14 and it is time for our picks. Now, you guys know that we are not serious about this. We don't do any type of research. This is all vibes. This is not, please don't use our picks to go and pick your games, because we do not be right. Okay. We just go by what we feel. We only care about that when we do parlays. We'll do real research for parlays, but we are not here for your parlays. We are here for your entertainment. So, that being said, y'all know we always pick a 2B game of the week. So, this week, it would have been I'd rather watch a 2B movie game of the week would have been Patriots and Steelers. But by the time that you hear this, Patriots and Steelers would have been played. And I got to assume, Chels, because this is a semifinals game for the end season tournament, the NBA, got to assume people are going to be watching that instead of that game. Like, no one
I
wants to
hope
see
that y'all will not listen to this and be like, dag, I actually did watch that game. Please find something else to do.
Go to Tubi.
Yeah.
If you ain't never seen Plug Love, go find it. It's a good movie. It's a good, nice hood rat movie, a hood rat movie about a love story in the ghetto. Go watch it. Go watch it on Tubi. That's what you should be doing. If you watch this game by the time you heard this podcast, shame on you. You need to do better and do something productive with your life. Okay.
Because the Patriots is not going to score no points. So they don't be scoring no points. So do you know waste your time?
The over under is 30. I can't. I can't.
All right. Okay.
Please. I'd rather watch a TV movie than this. Plug Love would get watched by me. All right, some other games on Sunday. Buccaneers at Falcons. What we got?
I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
I'll go with the Bucks just because I have, you went with the Falcons. I'll do something different here.
Okay.
Rams at Ravens.
Oh, I'm at Ravens. I'm picking the Ravens.
It's supposed to rain on Sunday a lot. I mean, Rams playing a dome, so I gotta assume that this is the Ravens ball game to have running the football. I'm going with the Ravens. Lions at Bears.
I'm gonna pick the Lions, but I think the Bears have been, kind of wishy-washy. They may find a way to keep it interesting, but I'm still picking the Lions.
I'm gonna pick the Bears just cause I am. I'm gonna pick them because sometimes division opponents are very weird. And while the Lions are clearly the better football team right now, you just never know. They're in Chicago. The Lions also play in a dome, so I'm interested to see how this game will play out. I'm going with the Bears. Colts at Bengals. Interesting.
Ooh, that should be an interesting game. Does Jake still have the hot hand?
Does he?
I'm gonna go with Jake and them just for shits and giggles.
I'm going with Jake and them too, unfortunately. I think that they find a way to stay in the playoff picture. Jaguars at Browns. At the moment, we do not know if Sunshine is going to start or play at all. He could have just been out there playing around. So it might be CJ Beathard against Joe Flacco. Okay.
I'm just gonna pick the Browns for no reason.
Okay, me too. This would be my second I'd rather watch a Tubi movie game of the week. Panthers at Saints, because I'm not interested in watching anything that the Panthers got going on. I would much rather watch me a good hood movie than watch the Panthers do anything at this point. I mean, they're just not a good team.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the. Clearly I'll go with the Saints. The Panthers have only won one game this year, and I don't know if they will win anymore, and I don't know what they're doing with their life.
Ironically, the Saints are only 5.5-point favorites, so Vegas don't like them either.
Game. Yeah, that's just a good division.
Vegas don't like them either. Texans at Jets.
Oh, I'm picking the Texans.
Zach Wilson said, I don't know if I want to go back out there. Y'all sure y'all want me to do it? Get somebody else to do it.
He said, y'all ain't gonna keep on sitting me down and picking me back up and sitting me down and picking me back up. I'm gonna sit down and stay down. Y'all keep talking about that man gonna come back on that Achilles and talking about all that. No, I don't want to play.
That's done. Hallelujah. That is done. Hallelujah. We don't get any more talk about Aaron Rodgers coming back. He has been medically not cleared to play for the rest of the year. So it is either going to be Zach Wilson or Trevor Simeon, maybe.
Trevor Simeon, Trevor Simeon.
Or because the other dude got cut.
He's not going to be here next year. So just put the other boy in.
That's the same thing. Look, he said, I'm just concerned that y'all just going to run me to the ground and then y'all going to get rid of me. Anyways, I really don't want to go back out there. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
I made that up, but he is reluctant to go back out there. That's true.
We know you made that up.
Just for people who don't know, I just got to put a disclaimer. That is an enactment. That is a reenactment. Okay. So we are picking the Texans, correct? Okay. Texans it is. Vikings at Raiders.
Your boy is struggling. Your boy Josh Dobbs is struggling. He's had 3 turnovers in the last 3 games, and or 3 turnovers in the last game. A lot of turnovers. Yes. But I don't know. They're at the Vikings.
No, they're at the Raiders.
Okay, I'll pick the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Raiders too. Josh Dobbs. I think that the carriage is turning back to a pumpkin right before our eyes, and the glass slipper is actually wood. I just can't. Well, thank you for the time, Josh Dobbs. Thank you for the memories. Seahawks at 49ers. Do we think that Seahawks have a chance here?
No, let me say this. No, I don't. What I was thinking, my bad. I wanted to explain my delay. My delay was coming from whether or not I thought that they would make the game interesting.
Okay,
that was my delay, because
it is
very different. Even though the Seahawks are not as good of a team as the Eagles, they are division rivals, and division rivalry is much, much different. So so I think the 49ers will win, and I'm trying to figure out in my brain if the Seahawks will make it competitive.
Okay.
And I don't know that.
Okay. I think it'll be better than the Thanksgiving game. Let me say that. It'll be better than Thanksgiving. I still think that the 49ers will win that game.
Okay.
But better than Thanksgiving. That's all I got for you. Bills at Chiefs. This is a good matchup. Did you know that the Bills are 500, 6-6?
They are 6-6.
Both teams are desperate, baby.
And both teams did that one. Is going to be a good game. It's going to be good because I think it's going to get a little scrappy. I am actually going to pick the Chiefs. I'm going to pick the Chiefs.
I think I'm going to pick the Bills. I think I'm going to go the other way here. I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills. Hey, man, listen, the Chiefs absolutely should win this game for sure. But I think that the Bills are backed in the corner because remember, the teams that I named that are currently in the playoff picture, none of them said Buffalo. So they know that they have to win. It is the Browns, the Steelers, and the Colts. Those are the 3 final seeds. Mm-hmm. They are not in that picture currently. Of course, they're still in the race, but currently they don't have a slot. If the season ended today, they're not in. So I think that they're the more desperate team because Kansas City at the end of the day is going to win that division. That's just what's going to happen. Yeah. However, Bills got to find a way to get in the playoffs. So I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. Broncos at Chargers.
I'm going to go with the Broncos. I know that they had a winning streak and they dropped one last week. I think they pick it back up with the Chargers because the Chargers beat Chargering.
Yes, they do. They be Chargering. And six points with Justin Herbert? 6 points? Hey, dog, I'm sorry. And to me, the Broncos defense right now is playing really well to the point where this is the defense we saw last year, not the 70 point that they gave up to Miami. So, yeah, I'm good with them. Eagles at Cowboys. Well, we know that Chelsea does not pick against her Cowboys. So we know the answer there. I think I'm going with the Cowboys. Cowboys are, you said 13 straight at home. Obviously, this is going to be a very good game. I think it's going to be back and forth like a yo-yo. Chelsea is going to be stressed out. If anyone would like to pay for Chels to calm down, send her some money for some bourbon. Her Cash App is at Chels is right. Please help my friend.
I'm going to drink all of it. All of it. I'm going to start.
She could use you. Thank you. Okay,
yes,
please.
All of it.
Look out for my girl. Okay, so I'm going with the Cowboys in a nail biter. I think it's going to be a great game. Titans. We have 2 Monday night games. 2.
Yeah.
Titans at Dolphins.
I'm picking the Dolphins.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not picking the Titans. And Packers at Giants. The Giants are so foolish. Why are y'all out here trying to win football games? But whatever.
Oh, I'm picking the Packers. Yeah, what am I thinking? Why was I thinking just now? Yeah,
I'm picking the Packers too, but I don't feel comfortable about it for some reason because I feel like the Giants.
Because the Giants be doing funny stuff, so they may actually do something. I mean, they may actually put.
They want to win football games. I don't understand it. Because wouldn't you just want to get a good draft pick at this point? No, the Giants want to win games. So here we are, the Giants. I think that they're going to try to upset some people. I'm not really thrilled about that for them. If you're a Giants fan, I know you are annoyed as well, but this is where we are. So Giants, Packers in a close one for me. And Chels has the Packers as well. All right, before we get into college football, remember to book your next winter getaway with our sponsor, Expedia. Package your flight and hotel to start saving big. Plus, don't forget to sign up because members earn up to 10 times more one-key cash on flights when booking a package. Start saving by clicking the link in the description or the link. If you're listening to the podcast, there's a link that's going to be available. And book your next trip with our Expedia promo link. And Chels, I want to tell you that I have already used our own link for my trip for the Ravens game going to San Francisco. So shout out to me for being resourceful and using my own link with Expedia. Yes.
Good job.
You can do it too. Okay? You can do it too. All right. Our favorite time of year, college football, and it is college football playoffs. This is the last season, I believe, before they expanded to 12 games. And boy, it was a doozy. It is a doozy. So here we go. We got Michigan, Washington, Texas, Alabama. That is the final four of this situation. As we know, Chelsea's Crimson Tide came in there in Atlanta and ruined the party for the Georgia Bulldogs, and they won the SEC championship, which caused all of this chaos that we are currently seeing in the college football playoff. Chels, is there anything that you'd like to say before we move into the chaotic part that your favorite team has caused?
I was going to be petty. I was going to be real petty just now.
And you're not going to be now? Like, what's happening here?
Right. But I just want to say that, y'all try to count Bama out. Georgia was riding high all year, and then you came in and that is embarrassing. If I was a Georgia fan, I would be so embarrassed by what happened. And I was nervous about the game, but I wasn't super nervous because I didn't have I was like, hey, we got here, whatever. But after the first quarter, I was like, oh, okay, maybe Georgia isn't who they were last year. So yeah, I mean, it sucks to be y'all. So sorry, but not actually sorry. Not only do you not get to the playoffs, not the championship, nobody's even talking about you anymore. So sad. So sad.
I am not sad. This is actually one of the best weekends I've had in a long time when it comes to sports. Because the Steelers lost, the Browns lost. I needed Jacksonville to lose so the Ravens could move up into the playoff slotting, which that happened. Yes, the Bengals was a part of that, but whatever. But the best part of the weekend for me, Georgia out, Florida State out, and everybody is upset about Florida State. And here's why the committee got it right, Charles. The committee got it right. And this is not me being petty, okay? I'm taking my petty out of the situation. This is me being honest. The committee made a very hard decision. And what happened to Florida State is very fucked up. Just because I feel like that the committee got it right does not mean I think that it's not fucked up, because it is. It is fucked up. But like I've had to ask everybody who has argued about this, right? If Florida State, since Florida State is without Jordan Travis, do you think that they are the number 4 team in the country? Honestly. And I'm asking you, Charles, do you think that without Jordan Travis?
I said no. And just like you said, it is not fair. No, it is not fair. When they said we're going to have 4 playoff teams, that already was not fair because you got 5 Power 5 conferences.
Correct.
You should start it off with at least 6 teams. That means the conference champion for at least the Power 5, and then one other
wild
spot.
card.
Yep. In a wild card spot, you got 6 spots. So no, it is not fair. So when we say that the committee got it right, which I agree that the committee got it right, we are not saying that it is fair. Period. We are saying that the committee chose the 4 best teams, not the best records, the 4 best teams.
As far as I'm concerned, Charles, Georgia has a better argument currently at the moment as them saying we are part of the 4 best team. I think I would not be upset with Georgia fans if they weren't raising the same kind of hell that Florida State fans are raising.
And they aren't.
They not. And I don't know if it's because they well, we won back-to-back championships, whatever. I don't know. I mean, but they're really not. But for them to lose the last game of the year, which was a conference championship game, I'd make the argument because we've seen this happen before. We've seen guys be put in. I believe just last year, Ohio State was put in the Final Four, and they had lost to Michigan last year. They didn't even play in their conference championship. So we know it's possible, but there's other layers that had to happen, right? Because you can't let Alabama in without letting Texas in, because Texas beat Alabama earlier in the year. So it's a lot of moving parts, and I could make an argument for Georgia as well as I can make an argument for Florida State. People will sit here and say, well, Cardale Jones, hey, that was the first college football playoff, first of all. Let's start there. And they were already in there. They were already in there. So there's that. And secondly, what we saw what Florida State looked like with the 3rd string quarterback. Did you watch the ACC championship?
It
You
was
couldn't have.
boring.
It was terrible. It was terrible. Do you really think the committee wants a repeat of that in the college football playoff? They already got to put Michigan in because we already know Michigan gonna make a first round exit. That's what they do. Okay, they're not good enough to compete with the boys down south.
And look, even when they told Michigan, when they put that 4 up there, and Michigan knew they was playing Alabama, the wind went right out the room. The people said they said, "Oh,
you want to be the number one team in the country, you got to earn it. So here you go.
hey,
You're going to play Alabama. There's a very good chance y'all not going to win because yes, Michigan and Ohio State to me is one of the only teams in the Big Ten that I really feel like can go toe to toe with SEC teams or teams in the South generally.
and have."
They did it
Mhm.
last year. They did it
Yeah.
last year. They probably should win that. They missed the kick at the end of the game last year that propelled Georgia to go to the national championship game. So they know how to do it. Michigan ain't showed me shit since they've been in. And if you're a Wolverines fan, I'm sorry. Like y'all have it until you do. Here we are. So there's that.
And Florida State also can get, they can send some of that disdain over there to Michigan because Michigan under investigation and they'd have made it to the and they'd have been they had forced PTO on their coach twice in one season.
Twice. That first one he imposed on himself, and so that one don't count. The second one was sanctioned.
Well, it counts. He's 6 games. He was not on that sideline. I'll put it that way. 6 games. He was not on that sideline. And all of these allegations and everything. And it was just like we said, they're going to get a slap on the wrist because they want to make sure that they can keep Michigan in the Final Four. We keep telling y'all how this thing go. It's not fair. It is all a conspiracy. Well, not really a conspiracy. It is all people just juggling around trying to do what they can do to make things more attractive at the end. And baby, they did it because it's going to be very attractive on January 1st. And I'm sorry, Florida State, it would not be attractive if you there because any other 3 of those teams would skull drag you and people would be bored and be going and watch something else on TV. So we don't want to see you. I'm so sorry. I want to see you.
Sorry. You're probably the 6th best team in the country without Jordan Travis. You're not the 4th best team or better without Jordan Travis. And that's just the reality of it. And you just got to deal with that. So that means Chelsea said New Year's Day, which means they've moved the college football playoff games from New Year's Eve that they've done previously to New Year's Day. So we got at 5 p.m. on January the 1st, New Year's Day, Alabama and Michigan. Chelsea, once again, is going to need some money. So please, Chelsea is right. Is her Cash App. Hook my girl up.
Y'all got a month. Y'all got 2 pay periods. You got a month. You got 2 pay periods.
Help her out. And followed by Texas and Washington on that day at 8:45. So we will be excited to see those games. If you want to send me some bourbon too, because I'm just out here just trying to drink, it's at NFL Chick on Cash App. My team stinks. Shout out to the Florida Gators. But I get to sit here and watch everybody else burn down to the ground. So that is very fun for me. Speaking of burning, it is time for the volcano.
Ooh.
Charles, who would you like to put in the volcano this week?
Well. I am putting someone in the volcano this week that is not only insensitive and immature, but made himself look like a big clown on the internet to the point where Twitter X, whatever, done put the community notes on one of his posts when he said he was standing 10 toes down. And that is Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams, who plays for the Seahawks, if y'all don't know. And Jamal Adams got smoked for a touchdown by Ferguson from the Cowboys, by Jake Ferguson. Yeah. Okay. And listen, so the clip was played. I don't know if it was NFL or ESPN or whoever. They showed the clip of this touchdown or whatever. Now, my thing is, people know that it was him, but people would not have, the attention was to the touchdown, not to the defender. Okay. So there is a reporter, I do not remember his name, but there is a reporter who quote tweeted it and said, yikes.
Connor Rogers. Mm-hmm.
Connor Rogers. Okay.
He's in the New York media. Yeah.
Oh, New York media.
So Connor Rogers is in the New York media. And remember, Jamal Adams was with the Jets at one time. Yes.
So he quoted him and said, yikes. Jamal Adams goes through this man's media and finds a picture of him and his fiance and posts the girl and is like this and says yikes. Now, first of all, why are you being that petty? That man did not say your name. And everybody was like, I mean, nobody would even remember that happened. Nobody would even remember that happened. But you had to bring it up. You had to do that. Then the girl ain't even ugly. She was not an ugly girl. So
yes,
it was just like
she wasn't ugly.
She wasn't an ugly girl. I was like, well, if anything, you might have brought some people to this lady DMs. Like, what you doing? Well, now you got, now you got the firestorm from Cowboys fans who are making fun of you, Jets fans who can't stand you. Like, and it just blew up. And he was like, and so he deleted the tweet, but he continued to say, oh, I'm 10 toes down. And that's where the community note came in, which was actually, he's not 10 toes down because
he said, also, it said, in fact, he did not stand 10 toes down.
It's like the community notes turned into the narrator. He, in fact, did not stand 10 toes down because he deleted that tweet. Jamal Adams is a sucker and a clown, and he's immature.
Yes.
And if you can't take the heat during the season, do what most players in the NFL do and stay off of the social media.
Yep. Stay off the weed with your social media for you, Jamal Adams, you big fucking clown.
Big dummy. What a dummy.
Clown. Talking about yikes, and the lady wasn't even ugly. You a clown.
Yeah. What are you doing? But you couldn't say nothing else. That's the only thing you could do. Let me go through a media. Let me look at something. Oh, please. Boy, bye.
I'm glad that everybody jumped in on him and basically verbally banked him, is what Baltimore people say, banked. They verbally banked him because he deserved it. Okay, yes. You're a trash for what you did, because Connor Rogers is paid to, whether you're not, clearly y'all didn't have a good relationship when you were here, when you were in New York, but he gets paid to critique players. That's his job, and all he said was yikes. You was doing.
Did you say yikes?
You were doing way too much.
Sensitive.
And you deserve it. Charles, I'm putting Nick Cannon and the Zeus Network into the volcano. Okay? Yes. So I don't know if you guys heard Zeus Network. I don't know if you guys watch it. I don't. It is a black network that plays a lot of ratchet shit. So like Bad Girls Club, the Jocelyn Cabaret, some other shit they put on there. I don't watch those shows. I did 20 years ago. I don't now. But one of those girls, the Natalie Nunn girl, she was like one of the original bad girls on the Bad Girls Club. Girl, that was like 20 years ago. I don't even know why are we still here? Why are you still doing? I know you my age. I know you in your 40s.
Way too.
I know you in your 40s. You out here still doing ratchet shit. Hopefully it pays your bills very well, but I want you to have some respect and some dignity. Okay. So anyway, the Zeus Network puts out a flyer about something that some event that they were doing, and the flyer says Nick Cannon presents Bad versus Wild Las Vegas, dark skin versus light skin. Dark skin, and they have a bunch of pictures of some dark brown girls versus light skin, where they have pictures of lighter women. And it's supposed to be at some event in Vegas, and Sukiyana is the performer. So apparently they took it down, but it was like still on some other social media things. But of course, people had screenshotted and stuff by then, so they saw it. This is fucking disgusting. Okay, I hate colorism still being a thing in 2023. First of all, the ratchet shit is already trash. Okay, the programming is already trash. Let's start there. Then you want to pit dark-skinned black women against light-skinned black women. What is that about? And then thirdly, Nick Cannon is behind all of this. Don't you have a whole bunch of fucking kids that you need to take to Disney World over doing this type of shit? I know you got better things to do.
Showing your children being associated. You have a lot of daughters. You
A
have a
lot.
lot of other, I don't know, you got cousins or something. Why would you be associated with something like this? And I don't know why I didn't realize they took it down. I don't know why they took it down. Possibly they took it down because Nick Cannon said, hey, why y'all got my name on this? But he ain't making no statement saying that or whatever. But like that, I could not believe what I saw. I cannot believe that the Zeus network is literally zombie brain TV.
It
Like,
is for sure.
is zombie brain TV. There is no one, or there is nothing, or no one of note that is doing anything. It's not even entertaining. It's just a bunch of people running around fighting each other.
Like, why? How is
Um,
that fun for y'all to watch for
and,
fucking every episode?
yeah, and y'all too old. Natalie Nunn is 38 years old. Girl,
I definitely
you
thought she
what?
was older than that. I thought that lady was in her 40s.
Girl, that lady is chasing this reality TV thing. She means she gonna be a reality TV star. She means it. So, and I don't know if you heard this. Did you hear this? That they wouldn't let her in park in DC?
Yes, so they tried to record the Zeus people, the
They
whatever
was
show
trying
she
to
does.
okay.
It was on the same network. So this is a conversation. And they apparently the rumor has it is that they went to Barcode and fucked some shit up, went to another place, some other place that I'm not aware of, and fucked some shit up, and then proceeded to go to Park, in which they were stopped and was like, yeah, we ain't doing none of that. So then Natalie tries to go in and was like, oh, this can't be black on. Well, hey, Mark Barnes would like to have a word. It is. They just don't deal with you types of blacks.
Yeah, and you didn't do your research. You didn't do no research. Like, who the hell don't know Mark Barnes owns Park?
Yeah.
And I mean, anybody who's been to Park, and Rita and I have left plenty of our footprints in the park. Okay,
Absolutely.
we have many of our footprints at Park. There is nothing ratchet at all. Like, if you had done any research, you would know that Park is not where you go to be breaking up shit and being ratchet. That is not the place. And that's why she did not get the support that she thought she was going to get. She wants to be, oppressed or whatever. Mark Barnes says, you is not coming in here fucking up this carpet up in here. Okay. Yep. Throwing champagne all around, talking to people all crazy. You're not getting ready to do this. So good. I'm very, and the people at Barcode call Mark and say, hey, them people coming over there. Don't let them come over there. They came in and tore up all of the end tables and shit in here. Don't let them come over to your place. And Mark said, gotcha. Because he don't need the real celebrities go to Park. Yes. Basketball players, football players, entertainers go to Park. He does not care about not letting Natalie Nunn into his fine establishment.
Good for him. Good for him. Good for him for not letting that ratchet ass network on there.
Right. And shout out to them, because Park got some good ass food. So if you want to come through there, you want to get there, because I don't know if Mark's wife is still in the kitchen, but that lady be burning it down.
And them wings and that mac and cheese is good.
Hey, babe, get them jerk wings, please, and that macaroni and cheese. Now, you go there and you sit down and eat and act like you got some damn sense in that man establishment, but not if you with the Zeus network.
I completely agree with you. So they are going in the volcano this week. We hope you guys burn in hell while you're in there. It is what it is. So before we go, do you have any final thoughts, Charles?
I actually, I don't want to bring it down, but I think college football is like, I don't have a full slate of games this weekend. Like,
no, you don't.
You
got the Heisman. You got the Heisman. Heisman is coming up this weekend. So you got the Heisman, and I think Jaden Daniels will find a way to win. By the way,
I think so too. I saw he got AP Player of the Year, so I think he will. Which I'm okay with that. I'm definitely at peace with that. I think it was a pretty good class this year. But yeah, I mean, things are just winding down. So if y'all want to send me some shows to watch, this is when I got to start getting up on my shows on Saturdays, because
I got some Tubi movies. I got some Tubi movies for you.
I'm good. I'm going to watch some Christmas movies. I'm so solid on those Tubi movies.
I can get you a Tubi movie for Christmas related. Okay, well,
I need something. I don't need no zombie food in my brain. I need you know, I'm gonna watch, you know, the Griswold Family Christmas or National Lampoon's Family Christmas. Now there we go. Now we're talking. I want to see Clark Griswold tear up some stuff. But yeah, so I need to find some, and y'all know I like I'm very morbid. I like, you know, killer, stalker, murderer.
Lord.
Is there a Christmas movie where there's a Christmas serial killer?
That's need help. You need Jesus. This is Jesus's birthday, and you want to watch a Christmas serial killer. Please seek help, my good friend. Please.
I mean, what I'm talking about, it could be crime. It could be, you know, solving it. Maybe Santa is the serial killer and we ain't know it this whole time. And instead of bringing toys to all of the kids, he out there murdering their parents. What? I wrote the script. Let me call Tubi. I got the script for you. I got the script for you.
Tubi, if you're listening, Chel's got a plot for you. Give her a call.
I'm gonna give me some good actors though.
My final thought is somewhat related to what you had to say. I want to remind everybody out here that Die Hard is in fact a Christmas movie. Whether you like it or not, it is a Christmas movie. I don't care when it was released. It is Christmas in the movie. Therefore, it is a Christmas movie. It will always be a Christmas movie. And that, along with Bad Santa, is what I will be watching this weekend while college football is not on. So, it is a Christmas movie. Don't argue with me. I'm not seeking dialogue, like as we like to say on this podcast. We are not seeking dialogue on this. Okay? It's a Christmas movie. Thank you so much. So we want to thank you all for listening. Don't forget to give my girl some money because she's going to need it this weekend. She's going to need that bourbon at $ Charles is right on Cash App. Help with the Charles Bourbon Fund because she is going to need your help as her Dallas Cowboys play somebody else's, her brother's Philadelphia Eagles. Because I forgot her brother's Philadelphia Eagles.
Me versus Debo. Yeah. Yes. And he probably got his little outfit all laid out and everything. We do not watch in the same house. If he will be he'll be at my grandmother's house. I'll be at my dad's house. We cannot watch in the same house because every time I hear him start clapping, the demon,
you get mad.
I get so mad. I can't stand it. He one of the people that clap after every play.
That's me. I be clapping. I don't even know why. I just feel the need. I just feel like I need to clap. So please help her as she will need you guys in that realm. Enjoy your games this weekend. We will be coming back to you next week. And thanks for listening to the podcast.
See ya.